Hello everybody, this is Trevor. Welcome to Goldfish TV ZA. And today I'm going to make a really short video, but not a YouTube short, obviously. I'm going to make a short video about propagating your pothos in an aquarium and outside of the aquarium. Clearly in the aquarium you have all the nutrients and everything else that you need. I'm going to get straight into the point. I don't want to make the video drag or anything like that and talk about unnecessary things. Again, this is not a sponsored video whatsoever. So I have this propagation of Pothos in a small bottle. You see that? This is basically tap water. I have this Pothos propagated in here with my mint. I put the mint in here yesterday, and the Pothos has been in here. By the way, I moved this Pothos from the tank after it already had roots. The reason I moved it is because the roots are struggling to develop greater than this. They are stuck at this rate and at this level. And I've been saying this many times in short videos on YouTube, but then I'm gonna say this and emphasize on it until all the people understand. Propagating plants in the tank takes longer if the plants are floating plants and you have goldfish in the tank. This is because goldfish will poke and eat your roots as they develop. I'm sure that you know that as soon as the roots start showing up, when they are still white, it means the roots are still fresh on that part where the roots are light in color and white. While the roots are still white and light in color, the goldfish will eat those roots. Those roots are still very much soft and edible for the fish. As soon as the roots get dark and brown, the fish will nibble on them and then they will leave them. The chances are they might nibble on them and then just pull them around and then detach the roots from the actual plant, but then those chances are really slim. But then I have discovered that it's 100% proof that fish will generally eat roots when they are still white and fresh, and that is what I want to emphasize about. I'm gonna have this plant in here for about 2 to 3 months so I can just check the development of this plant compared to all these plants that I have in here. I still have pothos in here, a lot of it, and I have 3 spider plants, and then I've discovered that these plants in here in the tank are actually struggling to grow new roots. These roots have been stuck like this for way too long. It's only the really thick roots that are growing, and I believe it's because the thick ones are the much stronger ones, and then it's impossible for these fish to tear apart. I have this big black moor, and then I have 2 big orange fish. One of them is an orange moor and one of them is a fantail. I also have these small black moors. These tiny ones are the ones that are actually currently swimming directly into the roots and then biting those roots and then eating those small white parts. This used to be the big culprit in eating these roots, but then I discovered that she has been trying to eat these roots, and then she discovered that now she can't tear apart the big ones, so she generally just gave up. But then imagine these small ones are currently the problem with my pothos, and then trust me, you can never grow a plant if the roots don't grow. These pothos have been like this for a long time. I've actually been waiting for the plant to grow, and I know that the plant needs some indirect sunlight or filtered sunlight for the plant to grow. That's why I have these lights, and I have lights on this tank 24 hours. I never turn them off. But then I discovered a while ago, that's why hence now moving this one into the bottle. I discovered a while ago when I actually had some cover for the roots, and I protected the roots away from the fish. That time the roots were growing perfectly. They were even outgrowing my expectations. So currently the roots have been stuck in this one length, in this one growth. So I just want to see what's gonna happen in about 3 months. And I would advise you right now that if you want to propagate plants in your goldfish aquarium, just keep the roots away from the fish. Try by all means to protect the roots away from the goldfish, because these guys will poke and taste everything that they can find in the tank. That's also one of the reasons why goldfish will poke on the sand, the gravel. They will try to eat the decoration. This is not because goldfish want to eat everything, but it's because goldfish actually taste with their lips instead of inside the mouth. They don't taste their food from inside. They actually taste from the lips, and that is why they will go around kissing stuff. It's because they want to check if that stuff is edible. This is one thing that I didn't know. Yes, goldfish have their tooth in their throat, but then goldfish will generally munch on something that is small enough for to fit in the mouth. Like if something is so small that it will fit in the mouth, they will actually put it in their mouth, and then when they discover that that's not food or it's not the food they like, they will spit it out. But then if that thing is too big for them to actually put in their mouth, they will actually kiss that thing in order to taste it, because goldfish actually taste with their lips. Go ahead and Google it. Let me know if you think this is incorrect information whatsoever. Again, I am not a certified animal practitioner whatsoever. I do my research on educational website .ac.za.academic or .org. That's where I do my research. But then if there's one thing that I couldn't find on all those websites that I had to decide on my own was if black moths are actually aggressive. I posted a short about it, and yes, black moths are actually aggressive fish. I have decided on that because the only logical reason why a goldfish would chase another goldfish is if they want to spawn, if the female goldfish wants to lay eggs. But then I've recently had a small goldfish chase a female, and then I thought, nah, maybe the small one is a male, and then maybe he's attracted to the pheromones of the big female. Maybe she wants to lay eggs again. But then I recently discovered that he has also been chasing the smaller fish, the also the males, and he's been chasing the big this black moor, and this one is a male, so it doesn't make sense. Even that orange moor is a male, and then I've discovered such a tiny small fish chase a fish of this size. That doesn't make sense. So I'm gonna continue and do my research on that. Also, I posted other shots about why my water is so clear. I've had this water now for 2 weeks. Even though I have 6 goldfish in here, my water is still clear. I have trumpet snails in the tank, and then I have 2 kuliloches. I'm actually thinking of getting about 5 other kuliloches, because I did see that the kuliloches actually make a tiny bit of a difference in the tank. Trust me when I say tiny. Kuliloches don't eat too much. Yes, they will eat leftover food that is sinking to the gravel, but one kuliloche doesn't make much of a difference. Trust me. Even something as little as an ant, that thing will never eat all that food, finish in one go. So I've seen that when it's two of them, they will eat something as big as a piece of gravel. So you actually need about 7 to 10 kuliloches in one tank to be able to have them clean your tank and make a little bit of a 1% of a difference. So I think I'm gonna get about 5 to 7 more kuliloches, and then I actually heard from this guy that works at a pet store where I buy my goldfish. I usually ask around about things before I buy them. Even though I do YouTube and search about information before I go buy the pets, I still want to ask somebody face to face. But then I actually learned that many of these pet shops in South Africa, they have people working there who don't know nothing about fish. These people clearly know nothing about fish. There was this one time when I was curious about breeding goldfish, and then I asked this guy, and then he said to me, if you want to breed goldfish, don't change your water. Your water has to be a mess. It has to be dirty. Goldfish love dirty water. At that time, I didn't even know nothing about ammonia, nitrite. I knew nothing about that. But then I went ahead and went on Google, went on Wikipedia, and then searched for more information, watched YouTube videos and whatnot, until my female goldfish actually released her eggs for the first time, second time, and the third time. That's when I started understanding what was happening. Also, I want to say that goldfish are really smart animals. And then I've heard many people on YouTube breeding goldfish, and then they will separate the eggs from the parents and all the other goldfish whatsoever. Yes, that is a really good thing to do if you want to save all the eggs that you can save. You understand? But then I recently had my goldfish breed in this tank without any of my intervention. So I discovered a few babies in this tank, like really tiny ones. They were so tiny, and they were laying right above the on the top of the tank. They were right close to the surface. I really don't know why, because my water was clean, always clean then, and then some of them are still alive in the tank, even though I have such little roots covering the tank. What I realized is that the big goldfish actually ate some of the babies. I did not remove the babies whatsoever from the tank. I left them in there. Just wanted to see what was going to happen. Also, if you think that's animal brutality, I'm sorry, but that's how things happen in the wild. I mean, sometimes fish do eat other fish. And then I discovered that the remaining goldfish fry actually lives in these small roots. I've been observing this tank, and then every time I see a big goldfish go near the roots, I will see babies rushing to the other side. I'm assuming that those babies saw the other fish fry get eaten, and then they knew from then that it was too dangerous for them to be closer to the big fish. So I don't know what is your take about that, but then also please let me know what you think. Yeah, also let me know what you do to keep your water clean, because currently in my tank I only have two filters. It's just one sponge filter and one electronic filter. It's actually called a Sobo corner filter. This thing is one of the most useless filters that I've ever had in my tank. I think sponge filters are better. I bought this one from this pet shop where I told you that these guys know nothing about fish. Actually, this was recommended to me by one of the employees over there. This thing worked perfectly the first day. The next day, the flow suddenly dropped. I checked the sponges, cleaned them out, and cleaned the filtration system out, came back and put it back in the tank, and then it's still flowing at the same lowest rate ever possible. This thing has like a knob at the top where you can like open the valve for the filter to be able to push out oxygen as well as water at the same time, but then it's still giving me a low flow whether or not I have oxygen coming out from there or not. Also, please let me know if it was a good or a bad idea to put my mint with my pothos in the same bottle, in the same water. Also, I'm not quite sure if I should try to propagate mint in shade or in the sun, but then also that's non-related to this channel, only the pothos is. And then also I will give you an update about the roots in about 2 months, 3 months. I will let you know. I'm still waiting for my other plants to come by. I actually contacted some guy that I know who's also into fish keeping. Asked them for a few plants if I can come get them, because I don't want to buy store-bought plants. I don't want plants that are already developed. I want cuttings and everything that I can propagate myself to see the chances of survival of those plants. Actually, I'm also planning to grow out this pothos entirely to cover the top of this aquarium, because the aquarium is currently open. There's no lid on it. I bought it just like this without a lid. I don't even think I want a lid anymore on this tank. I used to want it, but then now I'm okay. I don't want it anymore. Anyway, please do like and subscribe if you wanna. If you don't want to, that's also okay, man. Subscribing is free anyway. Peace out. See you on the next one.